Good morning everyone. Today we're going to get started with PowerShell, and the very first thing you're going to want to do is install the latest version of PowerShell, because Windows doesn't come with the latest version. So let's go check out how to do that right now. So I have over here just a very basic version of Windows 11. There's nothing actually pre-installed in here. This is brand new, fresh out of the box. And let's go check out what PowerShell version is actually pre-installed on the very latest version of Microsoft's Windows 11. So if I just do WinVer here, we'll have a look and we can see I'm on version 22H2, so one of the latest OS builds as I'm recording this of Windows 11. If I launch PowerShell on this computer, and I zoom in to make it a little bit easier for you guys to read, and I run $PSVersionTable here on this machine, you'll notice that I'm currently running PowerShell version 5.1. This is actually what you get out the box on Windows 11. We want to actually upgrade this. Even though we're not really going to upgrade, we're actually going to install a different version of PowerShell side by side. If we look at PowerShell version 5.1 here on Wikipedia, you'll notice this is actually quite old. August 2nd, 2016. So this version of PowerShell is now 8 years old. It's even older than Windows 11 itself. So why is that actually still installed in Windows? Well, PowerShell as a language is kind of built off the .NET framework. Now the .NET framework itself comes in two versions. There was a closed source version and there was an open source version. The closed source version ran with Windows for many years. And that's actually what PowerShell version 5.1 is built on. Now PowerShell version 5.1 still needs to exist because there's still some administrative commands that you need to use for Windows Server to go and interact with things like DHCP and Active Directory and so on and so forth. But the latest version of PowerShell is actually open source, and this is PowerShell version 7. So if we come and have a look at PowerShell version 7 over here on GitHub, what you'll actually see is the very latest version. Because it is open source, Microsoft published it onto GitHub for us to actually use. Now, we don't need to go through all of this in detail. All we need to do is wonder how to actually install this. So if I drop over onto the documentation for installing the latest version of PowerShell 7.4 LTS, which is a long-term servicing branch, there's a few different ways of doing this. But the two major ones that we've actually got here is actually via Winget or via an MSI package. So the easiest way of installing PowerShell, the latest version, is to use Winget. And Winget is a wonderful piece of software. It's a little bit like a package manager. I say a little bit like. It is a package manager for Windows, run by Microsoft. Now, if I open up command prompt here, we can do something like Winget. And if we run this command, we've got lots and lots of little options down here. But this is hooked into Microsoft's essentially App Store. So if I go Winget search VLC, we can go and try and find the world's best media player. And there's videoland.vlc down here. So I can go and grab this and very quickly do Winget install videoland.vlc, whack enter on that one. And what it's going to do is it's going to go and download that package, pull it down and actually install it. Let's just see what that looks like. So it's pulling that down really quickly, 42 meg, installing VLC for me automatically, nice and quiet in the background. There we go, VLC successfully installed. I should even be able to click here and see VLC Media Player, launch that, wonderful. I have not had to go to the website, I haven't had to do anything manual, it was just very quickly Winget install VLC. We can do the same thing for PowerShell. So we can see here we've got Winget install ID Microsoft.PowerShell. I'm going to grab that, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste this into my terminal, and I'm just going to run that command. That's it. That's how we install the latest version of PowerShell here on Windows 11. Now, if you want a more traditional way of doing this, you can do as well. You don't have to do this installation method via Winget. If you have a look down here on the PowerShell on Windows installer, you can even come down and install an MSI package, and you can go and grab that 64-bit version from here. This will link you out to the GitHub. If you notice, the actual link in the bottom left-hand corner is going to GitHub, and it's going to download an MSI file for me. I can open that from my downloads, and I can just do this as a normal next install. There's nothing particularly special to actually worry about down here. So we can double click on that one, and we can do a next install if we really want to. Those are the two main ways of actually installing PowerShell 7. Now I actually prefer to use this, the Winget version. It's much easier, just that one single command, Winget install, and you're away. So now, what does our system look like? Well, let's close some of these windows down. So let's cancel that off. Let's go and close down this downloads box, and let's go and minimize my web browser. Now, if I look for PowerShell on my computer, what I'm going to find is I've got two PowerShells. I've got PowerShell here, which is my original PowerShell, and if I launch that, zoom in, you'll see if I do $PSVersionTable, that is still PowerShell version 5.1. But what I also have is I also have this PowerShell 7 down here. Notice the icon is slightly different. Whoops, that's launching a link. Sorry, wrong one. Let's do PowerShell. There we go, PowerShell 7 underneath apps. And you'll notice the icon is slightly different. It's a slightly darker blue. And if I come in here now, zoom in and do the same thing, $PSVersionTable, notice it's auto predicting that for me. This is now version 7.4.5. This is the version you need to install the PowerShell modules to control your cloud services. So if you want to run PowerShell commands against Azure, if you want to run PowerShell commands against Microsoft 365 products, you're going to need this PowerShell version 7.4.5 installed. The modules will no longer work with the older versions of PowerShell. The other cool thing about this PowerShell version 7.4.5 is because it's open source, if I go back to the documentation, you'll see there's options here for installing this on Linux and installing this on Mac as well. So this actually runs cross-platform. The installations are slightly different for Mac and slightly different for Linux, as you'd expect. But on Mac, it's just a brew install command. And on Linux, depending on which version of Linux you're actually using, whether you're using Alpine, Debian, Red Hat, whatever it might be, it's in each of the appropriate package managers. So it's in Yum, it's in apt. You can just go and run those commands to download and install that thing. If you also want to install Docker in a different way, if you want to install PowerShell in a different way, you can install it as a Docker container too. So Microsoft do provide here these Microsoft Container Registry Docker container images that contain PowerShell 7. If you want to know how to run PowerShell in Docker containers, I have a video on that as well. And if you want to hashtag like and subscribe, hopefully you'll follow up and check out some of my other PowerShell videos. But for the time being, that's how we install the very latest version of PowerShell 7 on Windows 11 or even on Windows 10. The procedure is the same on Windows 10. It's just on Windows 10, you will actually have to go and get Winget initially from the Windows Store before you're actually able to use that to do the installation. I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll join me next time for some more PowerShell content. And you know the routine, hashtag like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video and will join me next time. Goodbye.